All right, real quick breakdown. We've got the bullshit of the MAGA. This case was tried by Judge Marchand. All right, Judge Marchand, it's simple. If any of us ever had any court case anywhere, and let's just say you have a parking ticket violation, or a speeding ticket, something simple. But because it's on the borderline of, punishments, you don't want it to escalate. So you're getting ready for this trial. Got all your stuff going on. Then you decide you're going to start insulting the judge. You talk about how their kids are just pieces of crap and how they steal, and they're the only reason you got this speeding ticket and it's in front of the judge is because the daughter is something, and you just rip apart the judge, the judge's family, the prosecutor, everybody. You just go at them because you have a case in front of them, and you want to basically hedge your bets and try and cover your ass and start pushing blame, because God knows you can't take ownership of anything you do. So, how many people, Republican or Democrat, would actually spend their time attacking the judge that they have to go in front of that could potentially put you in a heap of trouble? Like, they could sentence you to something you don't want. How many people in their right mind would go after that judge? Or would you just try and be really freaking nice to that judge? I mean, I keep hearing the MAGA bitch about the two-tier system of justice. And yeah, it is two-tier, but it's for Donald Trump. It's not for the Democrats. It's not for, Joe Biden. If it was for Joe Biden, his son wouldn't be on trial right now for literally a box that was checked saying he wasn't on drugs. He could be facing 25 years because of one question on a filing for the government so you can buy a gun legally, which all the MAGA is against, by the way. All the Republicans don't want more gun control, so this just, any red-blooded American that wanted to buy a gun and made a mistake on paperwork, the Republicans and the MAGA would be all behind him. I mean, they would be paying for that person, whoever it was, to be represented in court, to fight for the right to say, fuck you, I'm not telling the government if I'm on drugs right now. I mean, every single Republican, every single one, would fight for that. Would literally make a big press thing out of it. Would make a big, huge deal out of it. About this person's rights are being violated. But it's Hunter Biden. It's Hunter Biden. It's the other guy's son. So now he deserves to be in jail. And he deserves to be prosecuted. And now it's like a string 'em up type of thing. Because it's the other guy that you didn't vote for's son. Because a complete stranger's son with the same exact issue and charges, you would be up in arms. You'd be pissed off. You'd be screaming at the top of your lungs how unfair and how those Democrats are making it unfair and protect the Second Amendment. They're coming after our rights. You would be the first one out there screaming that. But no. It's Hunter Biden. But it's the same exact thing that you scream about every other day of the week. And when Michael Cohen was thrown in jail because he was at that moment in time the enemy of Donald Trump, you were all for it. You were happy he was thrown in jail. You wanted him to get more time. You wanted him to rot in jail for years and years and years and years, for like 20 years. You were screaming at the top. Look back at all the MAGA posts, all the Facebook, all the Twitter, all the TikTok, all of the videos of how badly you wanted Michael Cohen. He broke the law. He should be punished. There's no two-tier system. He should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. He broke the law. Throw him in jail. Every single one of you, all the Fox News, all of that bullshit screamed that he should be in jail. Alan Weisselberg was headed to jail. The same exact reason for being part of the same criminal act. The exact same criminal act. Alan Weisselberg had a plea deal. Michael Cohen refused the plea deal. He refused the plea deal. He chose to be attacked and threatened by MAGA psychopaths coast to coast for years just to stand up to this man. Now, he made mistakes in the past, but you wanted him to go to jail because he was the enemy of the Cheeto. He was the enemy of DJT, your freaking orange glazed god. He was his enemy, so therefore he deserves to go to jail for this specific crime of falsifying business records and being involved in a hush money payment. Now, he deserved to go to jail. Alan Weisselberg was on his way to jail. And Donald Trump, the head of the whole crime, the one who controlled the entire thing, there was no crime. You now say there was no crime, but Michael Cohen went to jail for that crime. Alan Weisselberg is actually in jail for that crime because not only did he commit the crime, but he got on the stand and he lied about it, which gave him actual more jail time. So he blew that whole cooperation agreement to hell because he lied. But Michael Cohen deserved jail for that crime. And Donald Trump does not. Pick a side. Innocent until proven guilty. He was proven guilty. 12 total strangers jury of our peers saw all the evidence, sat through every painstaking minute of that freezing cold courtroom to find the truth. There were Republicans on that jury. There were Trump MAGA person for sure on that jury. And after seeing the evidence, they voted guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. End of freaking discussion. Michael Cohen already went to jail. Alan Weisselberg is in jail. Other people involved in this are in jail. But Donald Trump is innocent. Find me one breadcrumb of logic to that. Mr. and Mrs. MAGA, Mr. and Mrs. GOP for life. You can't have it both ways. Donald Trump's trials that are now being pushed off, and every Republican power that be is literally changing laws to affect these trials for moving forward. Changing laws. They put a law in Georgia so the Secretary of State and the Republicans that run Georgia have the right to fire Fani Willis. They changed state laws for that purpose. And you don't see that as obstruction. You still don't want to see the evidence that's scaring them so bad where they're jumping through such drastic hoops to prevent it from coming out. You still don't want to see that. You're so freaking patriotic and American, you don't want to see the evidence that has been collected by interviewing lifelong Republicans just like you that happen to be lucky enough to be in Donald Trump's circle for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. You don't want to hear what those people have to say, because what do they know about Donald Trump that you don't? Are you freaking kidding me? You don't see how ridiculous that argument is. And that, ladies and gentlemen, makes you un-American. That, ladies and gentlemen, makes you the farthest thing from a patriot. But that qualifies you to be Donald Trump's number one demographic, the uneducated. And that, sadly to say, is by choice. Well, our democracy, our country, isn't going to be left in your hands if you don't want to bother to look. So stay diligent, stay educated, and be kind. We are all in this together.